Hello out there, our kitties. How y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst Things Ever list. I'm your host, Barry Do Hatchet. And I'm here to provide you with a listing of some of the most amazing lists of a wide array of subjects as put together by our team of crack-addicted dental hygienists who gather together at the clubhouse at the Pebble Beach Golf Club and come up with these lists while eating copious amounts of fortified cereal with 100% of your daily requirements for 10 essential minerals and vitamins while they put these lists together. And it's a real pleasure to be here. Before we get started on today's amazing, just unfreaking believable, you won't be able to stop talking about it. Go to the water cooler tomorrow morning at the day job, and spread the good word about Top 10 Worst Lists as being one of the most complete and inspiring lists you ever seen in your entire lifetime associated with various different lists. We could really use the word of mouth. I'm not lying to you. Things are tough here. Top 10 worst all-time lists. They could foreclose on the mortgage on these palatial studios here any minute now. Please do get the word out about Top 10 worst all-time lists. Smash the like button or something. Do something. Goddamn. So anyway, before we get started, I've got some disclaimers that I'm obligated to regurgitate here. Number one, I'm out of my gourd, therefore I cannot be trusted or relied upon. All the information that I might convey to you might not actually be information. It could be conjecture. It could be, a delusional behavior. Some of the stuff that I talk about, it could be, code for various different operatives who are trying to overthrow Major League Baseball from within. I don't know. I don't pay attention to all those types of things. They put a list in front of me. I sit here. I read it. I go home. I eat copious amounts of fortified cereal with 100% of my daily requirements for riboflavin and vitamin E. Number two, I am not partisan. I'm not even playing in that game. I'm not going to be part of it anymore. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you think they're psychotic idiots. I get it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We need to focus on ourselves, make ourselves strong, too strong to dominate by the perilous evil intentions of our overlords. You focus on that, making yourself better and stronger. Don't focus so much of your hatred on people that you define as being idiots and phonies and egomaniacs and, clog dancing somnambulists. Whatever it is that you want to cast aspersions, cast away. Cast away your aspersions. Cast your aspersions away. I don't know what I'm talking about, really. But the thing is, I don't want to be a hater anymore. I don't want to live in a world that's consumed by hate and destroying itself, eating itself alive, especially in a world that's dominated by so many evildoers who have everything, all the resources they could possibly need to subjugate the human race for keeps and give us the zots. We've been sold out here, people. And if you want to deny it, you want to live your life for the rest of the few hours, few days, few weeks that we have left before they unleash the AI cybernetic robot army on us, go ahead. I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I can't stop anybody from doing anything. I can't even stop myself from rambling on over and over every time I try to introduce one of these lists. Somebody stop me. I'm just kidding. I just don't, but I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do and the things that you're trying to, turn everybody into. You're being a pawn. You're being, used and abused and sent out to pasture. Are you being paid to hate everybody and to cause more dissension so that makes it impossible for us to be able to face down the threats against humanity as a whole? It's not like, they're going to start singling out people that they want to destroy and keep a few people around. They're going to just wipe everybody out. They won't need to keep anybody around. They're not going to send out 8 billion universal basic income checks every month to everybody around the world once the cybernetic robots take care of all the means of production. They're just not going to do it. They're going to be like, give them the zots. Anyway, so I want to create a movement with everybody's lovey-dovey with everybody else, and they're just going to sit around the campfire and sing Kumbaya and, eat copious amounts of fortified cereal with 100% of your daily doses of iron and dextrose. All right, so today's top 10 list is in part sponsored by You Know Them, You Love Them, You Can't Live Without Them. I have to look it up. I'm sorry, I forgot who the sponsor is for the show today. In the meantime, please, why don't you enjoy this wonderful elevator music that I prepared for you as I wait, I forgot there's no elevator music. We haven't paid the license fee. They're about to shut us down. The Big Bang Theory. From the producers that brought you the Big Bang Theory, and that's the Big Bang Theory, where viewers are encouraged to vote at home for who they think has the biggest schwanz. Big Bang Theory, premiering at some point in the near future on a channel that you watch. All right, so there we go. That should, that's another $10 in the bank account. And so for today's list, wow, this is if you can't get excited over this top 10 worst list, then you need to go seek immediate medical attention to get your meds adjusted. Here you are. You ready? Top 10 worst things that shall no longer exist once the baby boomer and baby boomer adjacent generations are dead. It's like, there's an awful lot of things that have been, traditions for, generations. Like collecting baseball cards, looking for that Honus Wagner, that elusive Honus Wagner baseball card, or the Mickey Mantle rookie card. Well, that's going to go away. Nobody's going to want to collect the Mickey Mantle baseball card after the boomers and boomer adjacent generations have kicked it. That's just an example. It's just a taste. That isn't actually on the list. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I mean, I think I swallow a lot of air when I'm ranting. And that's because I'm not tasting anything in the many belch. I don't know how many of you frequent flyer mileage club members have noticed how much I belch or retain belching as part of these presentations. But it's prolific but I'm not tasting anything. It's not like I'm tasting any, garlic from last night's. I went to an all-you-can-eat escargot cafe, which has got 20, maybe 30 different recipes for snail, and it's a very garlicky place. Anyway, so let's get on with it, shall we? Number 10, the top 10 worst things that no longer exist once the baby boomers and baby boomer adjacent generations are kaput. Sitcoms starring only white people reminiscing about the good old days and malignant attitudes featuring Tim Allen. It's worth it for me to have all of the traditions go away, like, some of them are so awful. Baseball, for example. I mean, why is baseball still there? It's professional baseball. I get it, like in high schools and grade schools and stuff like that, where, kids don't have much else to do. And they're, worried about their own self-image, so they go out and they play sports and they thank their God and they kneel at home plate every time they cross it, saying, "Thank you, God, for choosing my team over the other team and bestowing upon us the favor of this run scored." I mean, it'd be worth it to be rid of all that stuff. In a lot of cases, it's just garbage. And, collecting Hot Wheels and various different scented, what you call it, where they do with the thing with the, they got the incense and vinyl, vinyl records. I gotta have vinyl. Well, because it's not worth it for me to subject my ears to the harshness of the digital wave, the digital sound wave. It's so squared off. It could damage my eardrums with the squareness of it. Those harsh little pointy things on the squared off digital sound wave are damaging my sensibilities. And I am far above. I'm one of the only people in North America who can tell the difference between a digital sound wave and an analog sound wave 9 out of 10 times. I'm the leading exponent of that stuff. That Tim Allen, get rid of Tim Allen. I mean, you sacrifice all the culture. Anything we can do to get rid of frickin' Tim Allen, finally, once and for all. Kick that pig to the curb. Frickin' Tim Allen with a... That's his big stand-up closing routine. The final joke he does in his stand-up routine for 80 years or ever since they let him out of prison for coke dealing or whatever the hell it was. His big closing line is, because he's supposed to be like this, meat-eating Cro-Magnon forehead brandishing. Backwards, ultra right wing, trying to make a conservative sellout to the aristocracy seem hip or whatever the hell. That's the guy I would put at the top of my list for if they make a live action remake of the movie Fargo, to use him as a stunt double to feed into the wood chipper instead of a Steve Buscemi type. Put Tim Allen and a freaking wood chipper and a stage show reenactment of Fargo, and it'd be the most entertaining show in the history of man. Number 9. Movies featuring any plot line besides having a group of young people trying to be seen and accepted for who they are by hanging out on their phones. You'd think, I would think that'd be a great movie, actually, for modern day generations. I think that, is going to be the main plot line. Well, they'll have, just be a bunch of people hanging out on their phones, like the Born Identity Part 16, hanging out on my phone, and it'd be like, Born Identity, whatever, so on, whatever, phone, thinking, phone, whatever, the end. Oh, did you see the amazing scene where he attached the JPEG file to his text message? Ooh, I mean, all the reviews are in the text message version of Born Identity is a hit. One of the greatest examples of kinetic energy that's ever been on the silver screen. Number 8 of the top 10 worst things that shall no longer exist once the baby boomers have kicked it. Any art that requires discipline. Right. I mean, there'll be people like, oh, look, I drew a finger painting of a stick figure, and the stick figure is angry because you can see the eyebrows are pointing down, so they're angry. It's an angry stick figure. And people will be like, $1 million. And all the snobs will be like, instead of, at least, not to over romanticize things or paint myself into a corner as being too much of a grandpa, but, at least when people are being snobbish and acting, all aristocratic and genteel and stuff like that, that they were at least bragging about their knowledge about something that has something, so that has some heft, intellectual, emotional, spiritual heft to it. Like artists who really, had a lot of talent and sacrificed a lot of time and energy and effort to refine that talent. But, at some point in the very, very near future, all those people are going to be dead. And there's not going to be anybody who's got any discipline left whatsoever. And they won't be able to afford college, and they won't be able to really get in-depth training or take classes or anything like that. And it'll just become, like the Idiocracy type of movie in real life. People will be like, look, it's a conceptual artwork of a tic-tac-toe grid. But I wasn't able to finish it. I only got one across and one down. I had to take a little time off to text my best friend about some problems I've been having with texting. And so, hey, whatever. I mean, that's what floats your boat. Hey, go right by all means. Don't let me cast aspersions against what you find to be a rewarding life. Just swirl down the drain on your own. I just don't have anything to do with it. Number 7 of the top 10 worst things that no longer exist. I don't think anybody would want to have anything to do with this. It would be like so unattractive to be alive. It's just like blind, just waiting for all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're dead, and you won't know the difference. Nobody will know the difference when you're dead. People will be like, "Wow, that guy's dead. Wow." All right, back to texting. My wife is dead. Huh. The soundtrack to movies will be like, I don't know what they'll do to make it, but something like, something along the lines of the buzz from a fan that doesn't work properly or something. That'd be like the big soundtrack. It was, did you see the new version of Lawrence of Arabia? No, I didn't. Was it any good? Oh, no, but the soundtrack of the fan buzzing was, and then they give away a Grammy Award to the fan buzzing, the guy who owns the fan that buzzes with the thing, and they'll be like, oh, right, soundtrack of the year goes to Buzzing Fan for Lawrence of Arabia remake, Lawrence of Arabia 2, Electric Boogaloo, and they walk up to the podium to collect their Grammy Award, which doesn't exist because they neglected to, build one. And so they just have like the index card that has, a scrawl against it of who won the award. And they'll walk up and they'll be like, I want to thank, I want to thank, whatever, just give me the card. All right. And that's what our life will be like for everything. Like Screen Actors Guild Award goes to Buzzing Fan. I'd really like to thank, give me the card. Number 7 of the top worst things that should no longer exist once the baby boomer and baby boomer adjacent generations are dead. Jobs. Maybe. People will be saying that we might not have jobs. We might not need them. If you listen to Elon Musk, he says that the AI robots are going to take over all the jobs. People don't need to save anymore. People don't need to sock anything away for their retirement, and that they're foolish if they do so. Wow, that's an incredible statement from a guy who is self-appointed arbiter of everything that needs to happen or is going to happen and everything like that. They gave him $1 trillion bonus or something like that. So maybe jobs won't be necessary and people just sit around or text on their phone all day and just look, oh, wow, man. It's a temperate day outside, isn't it? It's a great day to text. Number 6, colleges. You're not going to need colleges anymore. We don't need that stinking colleges, higher level learning. the United States has morphed into nothing more than a place that does a lot of shopping. It's like a shopping mall, and then they destroyed the shopping mall. So what's left with if a United States that can't shop is superfluous? It's like an appendix. You need to cut it out. And all the other countries that are working and doing things and still struggling to have an educated society that works towards goal-oriented activities and whatnot. In the United States, again, shopping mall without giant shopping mall without shopping is like a day without something or another. I forget how that goes. Number 5, anything that has a resonant meaning or connects to any traditions or timeless, deep shared emotive experiences. So you won't need any, music, movies, television, anniversaries, places to get married. You won't need marriage ceremonies. You won't need divorce lawyers. You won't need people who are, collecting turquoise and turning it into jewelry. Anything, any sort of stamp collectors, people making tapestries, people who walk, people who have a world-class collection of stamps. You won't need any of those people or anything that they do, any experiences that anybody lives through or anything like that is going to be obsolete. And the only thing that's going to be left is the cell phones and the texting. Number 4, or, whatever. Number 4, collectibles are any physical things that encapsulate warmth or comforting memories. So any of your family heirlooms and stuff like that. Who the hell needs family heirlooms if you don't care about anything? If there's nothing worth caring for. If we're just going to be, on the verge of being shipped off to a labor camp or something like that, or there's nothing left to do, and if Elon Musk is correct, and nobody needs to save any money because they're not going to ever make it to retirement age, then, what's the point of having any memories at all? It just gives you more opportunity to lose things. If you lose all your physical things and everything like that, all your material things and whatnot, that's one thing. But to lose your memories, your comforting memories and, of warm experiences and happy times or whatever, you're better off without them. Because there's just something else to lose, and you feel the pain of being separated from those very few truly endearing experiences that you have within your life. Just eliminate all that stuff. It's just clutter. It's just garbage. And it's going to make you feel sad about some sort of loss. But there's no loss. It's just, just keep going forward and texting. Number 3, warmth. There will be no need for warmth. You just sit around and freeze your ass to death. And number 2, reasons to live. There are going to be no reasons to live at some point after the baby boomers, not to, aggrandize the baby boomers or the baby boomer adjacent generation. I'm just calling it like it is, like I see it. I mean, what are you going to do? Street takeovers for the rest of your life? That's what are you doing? What do you do for a living? Well, it's not necessarily a living. I wouldn't call it that, but I occupy my time by doing street takeovers. Really? I mean, is there a big market for that? Well, I wouldn't call it a big market, and I wouldn't call it that per se. It's just doing what we do. We do street takeovers, is it rewarding in any way? No, it's just something to do. Well, thank you for consenting to be interviewed by me. That's where life's going to be. There's not going to be anything. There's not going to be a reason to live. You give away, you live in a world where they created a law that said, if we're going to maintain any semblance of freedom in this country, we have to get rid of freedom. And so, I mean, in a world post Patriot Act, everything else is window dressing. Because there's no point. Materialism is, pointless. The only thing that's worth living for is to create a series of experiences that rarefies your the depth of your soul, and so that you can self-identify with who you really are and live that truth every day. And with all that stuff kind of out of the mix in our modern day lives, there are no real reasons to live. So play out the string. I'm not asking anybody to do anything bad to themselves, mind you. It's just, sit around and text. Just do it, watch a few videos, go on TikTok, make some videos of yourself posing down, looking super cool, pretending to be an activist or pretending any other the cosplay types of things that you want to do. It's going to be fantastic for you. But it's not going to, make you feel connected to anything, and it's not going to, give you something that's real and tangible in your lives. All right, so then finally, number one of the top 10 worst things that no longer shall exist once the baby boomer adjacent generations are goners. Everything except tattoo parlors. That's right. Tattoo parlors. Hey, matey. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the time we got for the top 10 list today. It's one of our shorter lists, coming in less than a half hour. Oh my God, is something wrong? Well, what an incredible honor it's been to be here with you, screaming at you, and begging you to turn it all around and be more tolerant of the people that we're sharing this earth with before it's too late. And I don't know, man. I'm tired. I've been doing this all night. I'm running out of juice. I'm at the end of my physical energy is sapped. Like wow, man. I'm so sorry. Well, anyway, so it's been a pleasure. Just want to remind ourselves of some disclaimers here before I mercifully shut off the camera. Everything I've said here is just opinions. I don't know that people are going to be, sort of turning into their lives are just going to be a series of street takeovers and texting. But I'm sure I feel very optimistic that the people who are going to be doing that are going to have very rewarding lives, as long as their expectations are, the bar is set really low, like almost on ground level. And hey, look, the NFT market's always there where you can start selling artwork that doesn't exist to people for lots of crypto. And, I'm simply challenging these things. Channeling these things. I didn't create the freaking universe, okay? I didn't set the parameters that made things so awful and terrible and useless and worthless and dumb. Oh, I might have had something to do with the worthlessness of it all. I'm simply channeling these things to try to, bestow a message upon us about the nature of how desperate our situation really is. And if we don't start picking up our game a little bit, it's going to be lampshade time for the human freaking race. Okay? Right. I thought so. Anyway, so I'm looking, to try and do my very best So, if you could, nothing compares to you. All right, that's what I'm trying to say here with this whole thing. What an honor, what a pleasure. So hit me up with a comment if you've been inspired or you feel creative. Join my Patreon or leave a tip. It would be great because my physical ailments threaten my life to almost unsurvivable levels. So why not smash the freaking like button? The like button. And subscribe for me, you filthy animal. And let's try to get through this mess together. Oh, wait.